didn't tell me, but I can see someone's there. So hello, welcome. So I'm gonna do a quick, easy eye with these 4 colors, and you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know that I could ever wear those, especially together. That purple kind of scares me, that dark brown kind of scares me, but I promise you this is gonna be super easy and simple, and you're gonna love it when it's done. So to tell you the names, I have them here just so I didn't say them wrong. We have Marvelous, we have Nimble, we have Ambiguous, and we have Optimistic. Some of my favorite colors we offer, like, I don't even know. It feels like 50 different colors, but I'm sure that's an exaggeration. But these are a couple of my favorites. So let's jump right in. I'm only going to use a couple different brushes, you guys, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I got the right light here. Let me scooch you over. Okay. I'm only going to use a couple different brushes, and if you don't have the exact brushes, I'm going to at least tell you what kind of brushes I'm using, so that if you have some already in your arsenal, you can use the same type of brush. Fair? So I'm using, first, we call it our deluxe brush. It's like a puffy, let's see if I get it in some good light. It's just like a puffy eyeshadow brush. It's like, it's not the sponge kind, but it's like a normal, hi Jamie, it's like a normal eyeshadow brush, right? So I'm using that. I'm using a blending brush. So this one's a lot, I'll put it up there so you can kind of see it better. This is a lot more puffy. I'm gonna use it really just to blend the colors together. So I'm gonna use a blending brush, and then I have, we call this our crease brush. It's like, I'm trying to get a good angle. So it's like a perfect circle. It's very dense, so that I can put the dark color exactly where I want it. Hi Kaylee, welcome. And then finally, I'm gonna use just this flat brush because I have the purple color that I wanna also just really target where I'm putting it. So a couple of eyeshadow brushes. Literally, you can also do these with your fingers. You know, I know a lot of girls who are old school. Hi, Jean. Still like use their, you know, their ring fingers to do their eyes. As long as you're putting it in the same spot and you're kind of like blending it out with some kind of brush, I say go for it. Okay, you don't have to have any kind of fancy tools to do anything here. So I'm gonna start with Optimistic, which is this top pretty like cream iridescent color. I'm gonna put it to the middle of my eye and all the way up. So I'm basically gonna leave like this triangle on the side without Optimistic, okay? So I'm gonna use that first just regular eyeshadow brush I talked about. And just forgive me, I'm gonna look at my mirror instead just so I'm not doing something crazy here. Because sometimes if I'm talking and doing stuff at the same time, I can get a little off track. So I'm gonna put it in the corner of my eye. I'm gonna put it about halfway over my lid and then up underneath my eyebrow. And to be honest, I grabbed a lot, so I'm gonna move a little over just so I don't waste the product. Got a little ambitious in there doing that color. Don't worry about it if you're like, holy crap, Katie. I'm gonna cover some of that up with the other colors, so I'm not really too concerned that I got a little squirrely there. Okay, so let's use a little bit less and tap some off here. So again, about halfway across my lid, all the way across the top here. Oh my gosh, my hair keeps getting in the way. Okay. So this is about what the amount of product I should have put on this side. I'm gonna go back and just kind of take a little bit off the other side because I forgot to tap some color off. That's my own fault. Okay. Let me just get in the inner corner, and then we're gonna move to that purple. Okay, so about halfway across my lid, all of the above, we're gonna call it that. And then I'm gonna go in with the flat eyeshadow brush. This is actually a concealer brush, y'all, if I'm being honest, but I like it because it's more targeted. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go in with this purple now. Again, it's called Ambiguous, and I'm gonna just do this portion of my eyelid that I didn't put Optimistic on. So again, I like the flat brush because I can keep it targeted exactly where I want it. So bear with me just a sec. And you guys, I hope as you're watching, you're like, I could do that too. It's not so crazy. Like that purple in the palette looks a little hectic. But it is so pretty. I just know by the time I'm done with this, you're gonna absolutely love the way it turns out. I love too, like the contrast between this super bright shimmery optimistic and this like matte darker purple color. It looks so cute. Hi Melody, I missed you popping on. Hello, happy Saturday. So again, I'm taking that purple color and I'm putting it on the half of my lid that I did not put optimistic on. Excuse me. Okay. So, because I went a little crazy on this side with optimistic, I'm gonna go ahead and just blend a little bit in between each color. You certainly don't have to do that, but I really want to blend some of that optimistic and just make it a little more subtle. So in order to blend, in case you have never like tried something this ambitious and you know, you're kind of like me a little while ago when I was like, I've done the same eye look since I was in 6th grade and nothing's ever changed. Like totally fine. I've so been there. But you're just gonna take like a big puffy brush and you're gonna do little circles towards the inner corner of your eye. And it's just gonna blend the colors together nicely so that you don't have like any hard lines between the drastic difference in colors. You know what I'm saying? So super easy. Anybody can do this. Okay, so far, just to recap, we've done optimistic, we've done ambiguous. I'm gonna move to nimble, and I'm basically going to put it right on top of the purple. So it's gonna be like a very thin line of nimble right on top of the purple. It's gonna give my eyelids a little bit of definition and just a little bit of shadow to really kind of make the even though I just blended out the separation of the colors, it's going to just give it a lot of definition. So I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to go in with this crease brush because it's very targeted. I'm going to do a very targeted swipe across my lid, right on top of the purple. Again, that's with this third color up here called Nimble. Excuse me. So I always start on the outside. I don't know how you guys are, but I always start on the outside and work my way in. That way I don't like leave a trail of eyeshadow powder on the outside of my eye. I don't know. That seems to help me. So if that's helpful to you, definitely a technique that I use. So if you are watching intently, I am very intently keeping this right in the crease of my eye. And do you see how much definition now I have between the purple and the optimistic, the ambiguous, sorry, and the bright shiny optimistic up top? So pretty. So again, I'll start on the outside here, very targeted in the crease of my eye, right on top of that purple color. And I'm not using a lot of product at all in any of these cases except for that first swipe. I'm not using a lot of product at all. Like I'm barely, when I tap it in there, you can hardly even see because the tip of the brush is brown too, but I'm barely using any product. Okay. I'm going to go back in with my blending brush. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit to kind of, it's almost like an airbrush effect. Like, do you guys remember using paint when we were kids and you would use like that airbrush to just kind of like soften the edges of the colors? That's kind of what you're doing with your blending brush. That's the way that I like to equate it. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else but me, but hopefully. Anyhow, okay, so there's 3. And look, it's not crazy, right? I know in the beginning y'all were like, those are some whacked out colors, Katie. I don't know what you're doing. But it's not crazy, not at all. So I'm going to take the same crease brush, and I'm going to go back in for this darkest brown color. Again, we call it Marvelous. And for as light as I was with Nimble, I'm going to be like half again as light with this, because I am going to literally put this in one spot, and I don't want it to move across my lids. And it's basically taking that like light to this pretty purple color to this dark shadow brown color, and I'm going to end it right in the out corner with this super dark brown to like finish off that shadow eyelid, right? That what do we call that? That shadow eye look, whatever you call it. So I'm literally going to put it in one spot, and I'm going to start over here. I'm going to put it right here in the very corner of my eye, and I'm just going to almost like blend it out right in place there, so that it creates like a tip to that shadow. Again, hopefully that made sense to someone else, but in my own mind, that's the way I describe it. So you have this super, super pretty light purple to like a little medium brown to a super dark brown. And then again, after I get this part in here, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to blend it one more time. Yeah, the other thing too, in case you're like, yeah, it looks really good on you, Katie, but I have zero skill in this. I wouldn't be able to do that like you just did. A, you're wrong. I promise you, it is not hard and anyone can do it. And B, I am convinced there is not a color that you can put behind our Epic Mascara, which I'm going to put on here in just a second too. There's not a color that you can put behind Epic that doesn't look amazing. Like, there's not a vibrant color, there's not a dark color. I promise you, it's crazy. So I'll stop here for just a second. This is my cute, pretty eye color with purple and neutral browns. And let's grab some Epic. 1 second. I'm gonna go with 4D. I was deciding which Epic I wanted to use today, but I'm definitely gonna go with 4D. Where is my Uno Momento? There it is. So I'm gonna start with some primer because it's going to condition my lashes as well as really give the 4D like something else to grab hold of. It's gonna lengthen, it's gonna volumize, it's going to, again, condition my lashes. So there's rarely a day that I don't use my lash primer, no matter which Epic I'm using. Whether it's black or waterproof black or the 4D. We also offer it in brown, but brown's not my thing, so I don't use the brown. Might be yours, and that's totally, totally fine. The other thing, I don't know, because I'm weird, that I love about the primer is, like, do you see how my lashes are white now? Like, I literally have, it's almost like a guide of when I'm putting my mascara on. In just a second, I'm going to let this dry, like, halfway. But when I'm putting my mascara on, like, now I have every single white piece of hair that's on top of my eye to cover with Epic. And it's like this really cool guide that you get when you use the primer. So again, maybe I'm weird, I don't know, but I love it for that reason too. So if you've never been introduced to our 4D mascara, this has built-in fiber. So Younique used to do a 2-step. If you're an OG Younique girl, you know the gel fiber gel pattern where you had 2 tubes, but you know, slowly over time, the gel would get in the fibers would get in the gel, and it just kind of, unless you used your 3D fiber mascara every single day, it tended to dry out, just because of the mix of the 2 products. This does not do that, because it's got this special formula where the fibers are actually built right in. It literally negates that drying out effect that the 3D fibers used to have. So if you ever tried 3D fibers before and you kind of left because you were not happy with the drying effect, definitely come back for our 4D because it is bomb. And so much better. Sorry, I just needed my mirror. My closer mirror, I should say. So anyways, so you saw when I started this, I had all these little white lashes that were kind of highlighted with the primer that I used. And now, because I had like that guide, there's not a single lash on my eyelid that is not covered in mascara right now. So I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And in a second, when I'm done, you'll kind of see what I mean. If you were thinking to yourself, those colors are still vibrant. I don't know if I would like something that vibrant. I'm not really sure what that would look like. You're going to see that, like, it doesn't even look that crazy behind these lashes because you're really focused on the lashes. Hello, Debbie. Hi, Gina. Sorry I missed you popping on. Hope you're still here. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Okay. Just hit up my bottom lashes and my eye look will be done. Okay, so tell me what you think. Tell me, is this really too crazy for you? Would you try it? Are you interested? Was the tutorial helpful? Like maybe you already have 4 colors and you don't need new colors, but the tutorial was helpful for like placement. Look at these lashes. I'm sorry, I'm distracting myself with them. Anyhow, tell me all the things. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you would wear something this vibrant and this pretty, because I think it's a gorgeous look.